Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Oh, dialogue. Thank you. Ah.
Crap. I didn't realize I fell asleep. What time is it? 3 a.m. Not even morning yet, huh? Oh.
What time is it on my end? 3:22 a.m.
It's been a while since I've fallen asleep in the middle of work. Come to think of it, I'm starving. What do I have around here to eat?
My name is Arata Mizunashi. I'm 27 years old. I am a programmer. If I'm not at home, I'm at work. Ebbs and flows. Each second passed is just another line of code typed. When did I wake up? When did I sleep? When did I start working? When did I stop? And when did I eat last? I don't ever take the time to ask myself any of these questions. Each day bleeds into the next, and no one bites an eyelash. Well, it's all okay. I'll just keep on going.
Yeah, a steamed melon pond. Guess I forgot to eat the lunch I bought. Delicious.
Again? You were obsessed with that bread.
What's going on now? I'm like, a lot of things are happening. I don't even know how to take this all in. Ah.
The melon pond? You practically eat them for every meal. Don't you get tired of the same thing?
I don't know what's in the port off. I'm going to end it off right now. I'm saving right now. That's what I'm doing. This is where I work. Enigma Games. Alright. A small game development company where we work on software on behalf of game publishers. Much of what we do is kept under wraps by non-disclosed agreements. My co-workers here who show little care for NDAs is Sumika Tokiwa. She works on a project separate from my team, but she is undoubtedly one of Enigma's top programmers.
My dietary habits are none of your business. I enjoy the taste, but that doesn't mean it's my favorite thing to eat. I guess I just don't have a craving for anything else. Forget that, Tokiwa. Aren't you swamped with work? Should you be hanging out with me?
Don't worry. I just finished working on a huge block of code, so I wanted to pick on you during my break.
Thanks. Thanks.
Whoa, take it easy. You shouldn't throw things without warning me. Oh, it's coffee. Thanks.
No problem. Huh. Looks like someone had a productive evening.
You sound so familiar.
What? What makes you say that?
Your code. I can see the progress you've made on your monitor. 300 lines in one day is something to be proud of.
Hey, don't you have another project to work on or something? You can't just peek at what I'm working on over here.
Oh, loosen up. Who cares? We're both employees for the same company. As far as I'm concerned, my work can be an open book to you.
Yeah. That's why they separate us into cubicles, right? What's the real reason you're over here anyway?
I already told you. I just wanted to pick on you. Seems like our most recent spat left a good impression on you. I know you've got the skill to pull it together. But ever since she went missing, you've seemed totally disinterested in this project.
Let's drop it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mean to reopen old wounds. I just hoped you could understand.
It's a personal problem. I just don't want to talk about it. It's not your fault, so don't worry.
That's not what I meant. You don't seem to get it, so I'll tell you as many times as you need to hear it. This isn't your fault. You shouldn't have to shoulder that burden on your own.
Right.
Hey, I just realized that bread you like so much, I mean, Sheena used to buy those from the shop downstairs, didn't she?
She did. She loved them so much. She used to buy them by the dozen for the office.
Let me guess. Before you knew it, you were hooked. Sounds like some Pavlovian training. What's the matter?
Pavlovian training, huh? I barely noticed.
I'm not sure I know what that means.
I think think everyone's entitled to slip into bad habits now and then. We just passed a year since Sheena went missing, haven't we?
Yeah. Which marks a year since the World's Odyssey project ended, too.
World's Odysseys, sometimes abbreviated as WOD for short. WOD. Enigma's staked the company's fate into developing a VR MMO program, which is short for Virtual Reality Massively Multiplayer Online Game. Much of its larger development infrastructure was put into place by the well-known corporation Agile Inc. A few years ago, a game engine that they released made headlines. It was an immersive cloud-based system known as the Alice Engine. Sheena, a fresh-faced director full of imagination and enthusiasm, helmed the project, with her and the Alice Engine confirmed. I hopped on the project as the game's primary programmer. We set out to make something never made before, a fully realized virtual world. Okay, Mike had an issue occur. It's got to the point where I can't move my laptop as much unless the cord messes up. Okay, yeah, Mike disconnected for a little bit, so this should work out, I hope. How remote development, the Alice Engine began producing a series of bugs that were proving impossible to fix. To make matters worse, Sheena Ninomiya, our fearless director, had suddenly vanished. We had no choice but to halt development for WAD. We made it to the alpha stage of the build, but the assets were immediately frozen, and Agile froze her funding too. We heard it all. We knew that it couldn't be done. It was too much of a burden for some young girl to do by herself. I couldn't help but settle with anger, hearing everyone shift the blame onto her and whisper behind her back.
It's easy to push the blame onto a newer employee, but
It sure is.
you're beating yourself up too much for how you handled having her on your team. From my point of view, at least, you weren't that strict. I don't think she took the pressure badly either. Don't be so hard on yourself.
What the hell? Cut me open, why don't you?
It's practically written on your face. You're all, everything's my fault, or, I'm so sorry, Sheena.
I've heard your voice before.
Leave me alone.
Hey, would you mind doing that face again?
What? Tokiwa puffed her cheeks playfully as she pointed her fingers towards my face. Yeah, what do you mean?
Come on, just one more time. I'll stop bothering you if you make that face again.
You make no sense. Just leave me be. If you won't, then I'll just go home.
Kaboom!
Then from out of the blue, something was thrown onto my desk.
Whoa! How about a warning first? Kind of pervy, don't you think?
What?
Arta, I have the sample you asked for. I followed all your design specs, right? For a heroine-themed booby mouse pad.
Oh.
Not right now.
Wow. Did you ask the marketing team to work on samples for this? What a turnoff. Well, I guess considering our target audience, it shouldn't surprise me at all.
I think I followed your suggestions to the T, Arta. What do you think? Does it resemble Sheena?
This spicy woman is Lydia Loden. She is Enigma's chief character designer. Her Japanese is so good that it's almost hard to believe that she's a foreigner. She's a master of the art of conversation, to the point that I can't keep up with how quickly she goes through internet catchphrases. She's a ball of fashion who pours her soul into her work and her hobbies. It certainly shows.
Would you quit it?
You asked for this, Arta? Don't tell me that you used Sheena as a model for the heroine.
About that.
That's kind of okay then.
Jeez. And you and got the right proportions for her bust.
That's embarrassing and creepy, but still.
It's a little too flat-chested, isn't it? Nothing that can't be fixed. Just need to add some padding over here.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Stupid Arda.
Oh, he ran for it
Huh?
with a star. Today was tougher than usual. At least I've got this melon pan. Message. Let's see. Spam. Spam. More spam. Yep, more spam here. Huh? This is. Wait, does this sender does this sender's line say World's Odyssey MGMT? The subject just says you've got an unread message. I should have turned the preview field on. I can't see what it reads inside, but looks like there's an attachment here. What the heck? It might be a virus, so I shouldn't open it, but pretending to have worked on World's Odyssey just to send an email to someone who actually worked on the game is so wait a second. That's when I put my mouse cursor over the sender line. The email address being displayed was sheena@wad.com. Is this from Sheena? Seriously? This is a test email for Sheena Ninomiya Maya, the girl that I presumed missing for over a year. I didn't care that it could have been a spam email or some kind of prank. If I was second thought, I clicked it open. Why am I getting an email from her address? Huh? Just as I saw, there was an attachment. I couldn't figure out with its extension what it was, but it was obvious that the file had been compressed. I tried my best to extract the compressed files with a few basic expansion tools, but for whatever reason, I couldn't open them. Even if I click on it, it won't open. Is it a strange .zip file or something? You might have to use WinRAR for that if 7-zip isn't working. I never seen an email like this before. Try as I might, I couldn't open the attachment. My brain was being pulled from all directions. First the sender line, now this attachment. My frustration made my cheeks beat red, but there was nothing that I could do to open it. What proxy server could this have come from? All the servers should be down. I was at a loss. My next course of action was to access the World's Odyssey servers, knowing full well they were probably deactivated. What? You gotta be kidding me! After we unplugged the server, the cache should have been emptied and deleted. How the heck is this happening? World's Odyssey? Hey, what's going on? The screen's becoming erratic. It's buggy as all heck. This is bad. It was nowhere near this messy when I last touched it. How would any bugs be able to penetrate a firewall if the device is shut down entirely? What if I open up the control panel? Whoa, this is no good. These lines of code are totally jumbled. An entire year had passed since the incident. The disappearance of Sheena. Of course, we had reported her stuttering all this reading. Of course, we had reported her disappearance to the authorities immediately, but never had I been satisfied with how they chose to close the case. We were close teammates who had worked within arm's length for 2 years. We struck a fine friendship, and I'm sure that she'd agree. She was wise beyond her years, but there were moments where her mind would drift off. The company had asked me to take Sheena under my wing so that not only would she be cultivating an understanding of our company, but she would also become an experienced professional, one that our company had planned on grooming to the highest echelon. When stresses from the job got the better of her, I noticed her slip over to the bathroom where I knew she'd cry by herself in the stall. However, it was always done discreetly, never getting away from her giving 100%. Her unbridled enthusiasm always surpassed our team's expectations. But what made her truly special was the sincerity in her work. I know because I spent nearly every day with her. Sheena would never ever walk away from her job without any explanation. This game was her life, her legacy. It's hard to imagine anyone walking away from it without any care or remorse. There has to be something fishy behind her sudden disappearance. Nothing else makes sense. The police didn't share my conclusion and were more invested in the belief that she willingly ran off instead of something more nefarious. Can't trust the law. As Sumika mentioned, I've been feeling hollow ever since. And it's nighttime outside. You can call me Hollow Knight. I just wanted to make that joke. All I wanted was an answer, something to make sense of the tragedy. I even thought that I could have a private investigator, but both of her parents had passed away, and she had no other surviving relatives. For anyone else, that would have been enough reason to leave it be, but neither Sumika nor myself were willing to do so. Even as the two of us set about cleaning out her vacated office, we will find Sheena. Wait a minute. It says there's one active player moving in the server. That's impossible. Maybe if I check the player log, I can see a screen name or something. Account name Sheena. Status active. Last online 3 minutes ago. Sheena, are you in there? Is that how you made contact with her? Welcome to the show. Oh, I must have collapsed from fatigue after trying to escape the palace. Sorry, Mizunashi, I fell asleep. Huh? Mizunashi? He's being unresponsive again. Does that mean he logged out and hasn't returned yet? I'm in. Yes, it has to be. These are the plans. These are the planes of Rose Odyssey. Right now, I'm sitting in front of Hardest Palace. Yo, what is that thing? You scared me. Oh, are you? I'm Mr. Enigma. Your voice. Might you be Mizunashi? Yeah, it's me. Don't you recognize my skin? It's our company's mascot, Mr. Enigma. Of course I do. He's so cute. Why are you using another character skin? Well, I figured that chatting with you might be difficult if it was just my voice, so I hoped having a visual component would help. Besides, this character gives me access to parts of the code that I can't normally touch. Admins use this skin to crack down on trollmakers. In order to help you, I'll need to be able to identify errors in the code directly. This way, I can make changes in real time. Kinda perfect, don't you think? Tech savvy as always, Mizunashi. I think it's a terrific idea. There's one catch though, because I'm an admin character. I'm not allowed to participate in battle. Stuttering and stuff. I've been talking a lot. What? Don't start backing me like that. I can't help it. I'm impressed by the level of graphical detail in Mr. Enigma. Thanks. Nice of you to mention it. Alright. Let's try and make sense of what we know at this very moment. Your name is Sheena Ninomiya. You are currently playing a game which you helped create. You remember that much, right? Yes. So, about your body in the real world. What's the matter? You're blushing. Don't put it like that. It sounds so perverted. I'm more than just a body, Mizunashi. What? A body's a body. How should I describe it? Oh, if you don't like me referring to you as a body, then how about true form? No, body is fine. Alright then, going back to the subject at hand, judging by your responses, it seems like you don't know where you are. Why is that? I wish you could tell me. It's disorienting for sure. This world feels more akin to reality than any other at the moment. If I look to my right or to my left, I see the textures of Rose Odyssey environments. I can feel the wind grazing my palm. What is VR? Wherever you are, the real you should be wearing the white rabbit on your head. White rabbit? They're goggles that are optimized for games, which have wow, all the stuttering. I apologize. What we refer to as the Alice engine. The primary selling point is that it induces a dreamlike state for the wearer. Reality becomes indistinguishable from VR. A dreamlike state? Maybe I can see for myself? Huh? What are you doing over there? I'm trying to find a way to remove my goggles. How do I take them off again, Mizunashi? Well, in order for the VR to work, the game requires all your brain's conscious energy. You can't move until you wake up, really. Don't tell me you forgot. I'm sorry, my memory's still so hazy. Hazy, huh? I wonder if her subconscious has trouble sorting her long-term memories with experiences she's made in the game. Sheena, do you have any inkling as to when you first started playing World's Odyssey? Nope. Every time I shut my eyes and try to recall my past, everything goes blank. One thing I do remember is coding World's Odyssey with you and the rest of the team. If I focus too much on it, I feel nothing except for dark, frigid loneliness. For a long time, I couldn't find anyone to talk with. My prevailing sentiment was that I felt scared to death. I see. Sheena, listen to me. In the real world, you've been missing for over an entire year. Missing? What? Is that true? Yeah. We immediately filed a missing persons report, a missing persons report with the authorities. Tokiwa and I had initially figured that you were involved in some kind of incident, so we've taken it upon ourselves to search for you. I should have asked you this right away, but was the choice to go missing of your own volition? I have no clue. It's tough for me to imagine how I got here in the first place, much less who's responsible for it. I see. We were worried sick, having considered all the possibilities of to a dizzying extent. If her resounding sentiment was in fact fear, perhaps she experienced some form of intense trauma that scared her memories. Well, I mean that scarred her memories, making them inactive for the time being. I can't help but wonder what kind of incident might have left her in this state. You see, even with what I retained of the real world, somehow it doesn't feel as tangible as anything I've sensed in this world. So I remember sitting next to you with my cup of coffee, working on lines of code. But I remember the sights and smells of walking on a meadow in World's Odyssey just as vividly. It might have something. I bet I sound way too similar. These two voices, they have to sound way too similar. It might have something to do with Alice Engine, artificial intelligence, control kicking in. What? I have a suspicion that the game has identified you as an anomaly and is trying to erase you, or is trying to assume control of your character. Please don't tell me that. Just kidding. It's impossible for the AI to assume control of human consciousness as easily as I suggest. Why do you keep on hugging me? Because you're so adorable. Adorable? Come on. Huh? No, it wasn't like that. I was talking about Mr. Enigma, not you, Mizunashi. Oh, well, now I feel hurt. Don't worry, Mizunashi. I don't find you cute. Now I'm even more hurt. I wasn't fishing for compliments, but for her to do a 180 so adamantly is just disconcerting on its own. In any case, let's focus on logging you out of here so that you can wake up in the real world. Something unnerving is afoot, though. That enormous hole in the sky has at least a chain reaction of bugs all over the game. I see. So the hole in the sky was a bug? Huh? Where'd it go? Where do I go? I've been trying to access the master UI panel to initiate a manual user logout, but the menu is nowhere to be found. You must be mistaken. There's no way that's possible. Wait, you're right. I can't perform the function on my end either. Do you think the bugs have something to do with it? We can't rule out that possibility, but our predicament could be more dire than we had originally anticipated. Meaning, in the same way that our names were somehow blacklisted from the in-game chat function, I see other signs of third-party tampering in our code. Are you telling me that we've been hacked? Well, that's my guess. Even so, whoever it is, this person is in the know enough to identify the main programmer and the director of one of our unannounced titles. Blacklisting two of the key developers for this game before its release is a little suspicious, don't you think? My hair standing just thinking about it. I mean, given that the World's Odyssey servers are running when the project was halted over a year ago is a major red flag. So long as the source code is vulnerable in someone else's hand, we need to log you out as soon as possible to bring you back, but how the heck am I supposed to escape this world? I have no idea where I am, how I got here, or how to log out. Wait a minute. What about that failsafe function? Remember the ending engage? What? You're right, I totally forgot about that. The beautiful thing about World's Odyssey is that despite being a MMORPG, there's a definitive end to it all. I wanted the players to return to reality in sheer awe of what they saw, an experience unlike anything they'd ever seen before, right? Our wish was for our designs and stories to inspire gamers in the same way that we were inspired, breathless and ecstatic. Yes, I can't help but feel frustrated that for now this is our only option to get you out of here, but for the time being, it'll have to do. So let's head to the penultimate world to destroy the final boss and catalyze the ending engage. Got it. Wait. So we're just going straight to the final boss, and then that will just initiate a program to log her out. That doesn't have like all types of red flags. All right. I'm starting to feel like myself again. If I can clear this game and log out, then I'll wake up in the real world in no time. I can finally see Sumika and Lydia again. And you too, Mizunashi. Right. I'll be right beside you until the very end, so don't you worry about thing. Our next destination? The mystical sky capital, Odisia, right? You know the way there, right? Of course. I helped create it after all. Oh, I just got around an antidote. Thanks.
In order to reach Odyssia from Hardis,
Thank you for actually...
the kingdom by the sea.
Thank you, voice acting. I can stop reading for now.
Then let's part ways for now. While you head there, I've got some investigating to do on this side.
What? You're leaving already?
Oh, Sheena, I'm gonna give you one warning for while I'm gone. Don't die, alright?
Huh? What do you mean?
It's a miracle that the server can run at all. The world is swarming with so many bugs that it's impossible to parse through the code. In fact, I'm holding my breath as I speak with you under fear that our connection could be cut off at any second. If you're ever killed in battle, or if you jump to a save point prematurely and hit the load function...
Wait. If you jump to a save point prematurely and hit the load function?
There's a chance that it'll send a faulty signal to the server, which can reset our cache and disable our communication.
Wait, what?
Once we're cut off, there's no guarantee that we'd be able to connect once again.
Is that an actual thing in the game? Do I have to worry about that?
In other words, I would have to navigate my way to the end of the game on my own.
Yes, I implore you to use extreme caution while you're in game. By your own estimate, this game should require a minimum of 50 hours to clear the main storyline, right?
Well, if we include breaks and potential side quests, then it could take far longer.
While you're in there, you'll have to complete all the necessary side quests to access the true ending and initiate the ending engage.
Thank you, game. They gave me an estimate of how long the game might be and telling me to complete every side quest. So there's probably a lot more to it than that to actually get the true ending. So, I don't know. They probably just gave me like 2 answers. Like 2 steps. Here's 2 steps to getting the true ending. But there's still like a lot more left to do.
It'll be a pain in the ass. But being thorough while we can't access the manual logout screen is our best shot at the moment.
Got it. I'll do whatever it takes.
Cool. I'm gonna analyze some asset files for Odyssia and get back to you. In the meantime, you won't be able to reach me. Sorry.
It's fine.
Don't look so worried. I'll have my laptop on me the whole time. checking in on your progress as often as I can, okay?
One thing. What would happen if your PC were to enter sleep mode? Would that cut off our line of communication too?
Is this your sly way of asking me not to let my laptop enter sleep mode? You worry too much. Anyway, I'll be on my way. See you later.
Oh. He left. Jeez, that guy really travels to the beat of his own drum. Someone could use a lesson on how to treat women.
I looked at the palace, but bad memories came flooding back to me, and I ran back outside. Why should we look inside? I don't know why.
I'm so sorry. It was not my intention to startle you.
Who are you?
Wait, aren't you this girl? Looks like the one in that torn painting inside of the palace. Oh, I'm sorry. You scared me. I must apologize for approaching you like this. My name is Lily Hopes. What? I recognize her. Lily was an NPC that I created to serve as a guide for new players. I don't remember her wearing this outfit in her original design, though. Do the bugs have something to do with this? Wait a sec. She has a buggy just like I do.
Yeah, I see it. What was the height? Well, this works. It circles the window. I mean, yeah, you can see like a beehive on her side.
Oh, I'm Sheena. Sheena Ninomiya. Might you be the princess of this kingdom? Huh? Yes. As you said, I am Hardis's princess. Currently, however, I am one of its most wanted criminals as well. Criminal? I was locked behind bars in a cavernous cell, charged and imprisoned for assassinating the queen.
How'd you get out?
She mentions it. I remember writing this dialogue for her backstory. I somewhat regret being responsible for the struggle she's faced. But in reality, you are as kind as a gentle ray of sunshine. A stern, selfless woman who is beloved by all, whom I know would never do such a thing. What? Oh, I'm not from this kingdom, but that's what I've heard about you, Princess Lily. Please, Lily will do just fine. Understood. Lily it is. I can't help but express some relief to hear that. It has been some time since anyone has referred to me as a gentle ray of sunshine.
It must be weird. Like, hi there, I'm inside the game now, and like, oh, it's that NPC I created. You know, the one with the most, the one with the most tragic backstory in the game. Like, hi there, and like, oh, I mean, on paper it sounded okay, but now that I'm actually meeting you face to face, I'm sorry? Question mark.
Wait, correct me if I'm wrong, but were you just escaping from the palace? Yes. Why do you ask? Did you see my father, the King of Hardis? I wish to know what became of the king and everyone inside the palace. Please, tell me everything you know. After all the cruelty she's faced from her sentence, she still expresses concern about the king and his warriors. From what I have gathered, the king has been amassing guards in order to counter the growing threat of deranged martyrs around the kingdom. However, many of those who flocked to heed the king's call never returned to tell the tale. I have tried fruitlessly to enter the palace to see it for myself, but entering as a fugitive is close to impossible. I humbly beg of you, tell me what you saw inside of the palace. What became of the king and the men in his
Oh, are we going
command?
back in there?
I'm afraid you won't like what I have to say, Lily. Devil may care, I must know.
Devil may care. I
wandered into
mean,
the
they may
palace because
care,
I
but I
that
also
the
heard that
kingdom
they
was
may
in need of
cry.
guards. Much to my dismay, I called out in search of an attendant and received no response. Right from the get-go, things seemed abnormal. The king, was he safe? I, saw the king in his throne room, but He was shrouded behind a curtain, so I didn't get a good look at him. I can say for certain that something about his demeanor felt off. In what way? His mind was slipping. The king was all wiry, and all of his soldiers seemed to follow. Before launching into an aggressive pursuit, the king and his men screamed absolute nonsense at me. I think it was the bug. I mean, it must have been the curse that drove him to madness. Curse? You must be speaking about the Antoma. How could this be? Is no one safe in this cruel world? Miss Sheena, since you had responded to the call to serve as one of our kingdom's guards, I have a favor to ask of you. As princess of this kingdom, my responsibility is to free my people from their suffering. This turmoil can no longer stand. First, I must see what has become of the palace myself. Miss Sheena, is there any way that I could convince you to accompany me?
Sure.
I know that it is a lot to ask for, but... Huh? Wait, did you say you would?
Well,
Never did get to fully
my
explore
brain
it.
must have
Might
been
as well
right at the
go
right
now.
time. So just leave it to Sheena the Adventurer.
Oh, thank you.
I can only imagine how worried you must be after being separated from the king for so long. The king is probably experiencing a lot of grief as well. So let's hurry, Lily. Okay.
I wonder, Sheena has a revival spell. So I'm wondering if our other party members can revive Sheena. Or is it a instant game over if Sheena happens to die? And now I'm back to reading. And the main instrument, well, the main rhythm for this track sounds so familiar to something else. What the entrance is sealed. There might be another entrance around the back, right this way. They don't call you princess for nothing. Let's hit the throne room, hurry. Okay. Say, aren't you Sheena? What a coincidence to run into you here. Yeah, I mean, why are you here? Oh, Rook, what are you doing here? I mean, if I had known you were heading this way, then we could have traveled here together. Don't be so shy next time. alas, it was not in the cards. Huh? When we had our first encounter, I was actually en route to another kingdom. Between you and me, there are plenty of rooks throughout this world. Wait, plenty of rooks. What do you mean by that? Oh, you know. Oh, you helped make the game. You should know that. You see, originally there was just me. Ever since this thing latched onto me. However, the most outlandish thing has been happening. You're right. You've got no signs of the curse on your arm too, Rook. When I became possessed by this, whatever it is, it's somehow been multiplied. Multiplied? There are multiple versions of me scattered across this world. Remarkably bizarre, if I do say so myself. Luckily, I retain control of each and every version of me, a singular consciousness at the helm of multiple bodies. That must be weird. Frankly, I see it as a blessing from the Lord. What better way to expand my business than with multiple merchants that I can trust? Yourself. Does having multiple versions of yourself ever get to you, though? Oh, I would be lying if I said that it doesn't. But compared to how others have been infected by the curse, I have no more to complain. Yeah, Lily's like, what? Huh? Oh, seems like Lily is really confused. Mizunaki had mentioned before that multiple versions of Rook were appearing as a result of the bugs. The bug is producing multiple copies of him. Precisely. Oh. Where did this bear come from? The lines of code enabling Rook to fast travel between locations has been corrupted. Instead of teleporting him, the game simply makes a copy. Oh. Mizuna, Mr. Enigma, you can't just appear out of the blue and scare us like that. Look how you startled Lily. Who cares? I have no time to worry about every time someone else gets upset. Jeez. How's a new customer come to browse my wares? Oh, I'm Enigma, the bear. Don't worry, I'm not a threat. Right, Sheena? Oh, right. He's a friend of mine. She has a talking bear as a friend. Apologies if I scared you. Please don't mind me. Continue on with your conversation. I must be here in the background. Don't mind me. He's so cute. Sheena, might I make a suggestion? A suggestion? Yes, as compensation for you having saved one version of me from a pack of vicious monsters, I would like to offer you my services. Would you do me the honor? Wow, of course. On your map, I've marked a symbol showing where each of my clone cells is. They are safe zones where martyrs rarely appear. You are free to make camp in those locations as your leisure. I will also give you a signal so that you can summon me at any time. I shall stock my wares frequently to cover any of your needs on and off the battlefield. So be sure to check back with me often. Got it. Thanks a bunch, Rook. No need to thank me. I should be thanking you for the increased business. Rook. Yes, my lady. Oh please, just Lily is fine. I'm in no position to carry. I'm in no position to answer by my royal title. But please. Very well, Lily. Lily. How might I be of service to you? Do you happen to sell anything that I could use as a weapon? A weapon, you ask? Please don't tell me you are thinking about entering the fray. These are dangerous times, my lady. My heart has already decided. Even if it means putting myself in harm's way, I must show bravery. I do not plan on sending Ali by while Miss Sheena risk her life for me. Lily. Now how about this? It's an elegant weapon. One I would happen to be at a safe distance while offering a means to protect yourself. What a gorgeous bow. I can't believe how light it feels in my hand. Many thanks. I will be honored to use this. How much for it? Oh please, I couldn't bear to accept money from the princess herself. Take it, I insist. No, I must pay my dues to honest merchants like yourself. As a member of the royal family, I cannot rest on the graces and deeds of good people. In fact, I refuse to do so. What was that? I see your reputation precedes you, my lady. You are wise beyond your years. And if I may accept my gift at a lower rate than what my customers usually receive, consider it a gesture of faith to the crown. Oh my, is this what my subjects refer to as a discount? Indeed, a token of goodwill for you and your journey, my lady. How wonderful, I cannot thank you enough. Hopefully this will do. What? Oh sorry, have I acted out of turn? I thought this might be an acceptable response for your generosity. I apologize, rituals and customs amongst townsfolk are somewhat foreign to me. You probably just gave them like a really expensive amount of money. But I don't know, I'm really humbled that you would show such kindness to a lowly merchant like me. Now everyone, please travel safely. Hopefully our next meeting is sooner rather than later. I shall await your signal. What a gift it is to be a dozen places at once. Miss Sheena, I hope that I hadn't stepped on your toes when I expressed my interest in fighting alongside you. However, as the Princess of Hardis, it is my right by birth to act in the best interest of my people. Thanks, Lily. But if we're backed into a corner or surrounded by monsters, then try not to act too rashly, okay? Okay, understood. Are you sure I can fight with you though? I thought for sure that you'd refuse me. I never do that. The more the merrier. Please call me Sheena. First things will do just fine for the both of us. Okay then, Sheena? Lily? You're making me blush. Now our friendship is official. Friendship? I do not comprehend that. What is that? Mind if I chime in now? I hope I'm not interrupting your lovey-dovey display. Lovey-dovey? Psst. Be a bit more careful, okay, Sheena? Huh? Mizuna, I mean Mr. Enigma? Don't give yourself away. I can hear you inside of my head. I'm using a private voice chat so that others can't hear me talking to you. You can speak using this chat too, so just picture my Enigma avatar in your head and then communicate with me directly. Give it a shot. Like this? Can you hear me, Mizunashi? Loud and clear. Whoa, pretty convenient. Anyway, as I'm sure you've seen by now, Lily's got a little internal bug just like you do. Yes, actually, hers was bouncing on my knee just now. It seems fully sentient. On a side note, those spider legs attached to your thigh are a bug too, right? Oh, you mean these dangly things? Yes, I realized right away that the dangly legs were a sign that something was off in the game. Sheena, would you mind not saying dangly so much? Huh? Is something the matter? For my sake, please. Okay. What? Anyway, we can leave the legs alone for now. It doesn't seem to like any of the others can see the bug floating right now in front of them. Considering how much it moves, you would think that Lily would have said something by now. Has she brought it up to you before? Maybe she's just unsure of what it is. It has a mind of its own, after all. I bet she's just afraid of talking about it. Maybe not. Doesn't she look amused by it? Maybe. Who wouldn't laugh? It's so cute. We can't say it for certain though, can we? No one else is looking at it. We shouldn't beat around the bush. Let's ask her directly. Right. Still, it's strange that no one else is reacting. More dialogue that I gotta read. Yay. Yay. Hey Lily, can you see this little bug? Don't tell me that you can see it too. Yes, actually, I've been able to see it this whole time. I can see it too, Sheena. I can see it too. Sheena has one that's similar, albeit purple instead of yellow. What a relief! I no longer have to pretend like it doesn't exist. Oh, sorry. It seems that mine has taken to you, Sheena. Hey, come back. This bug, as you call it, has suddenly appeared on my body. First as a weird bump, but over time it developed a mind of its own. I assume that it is a physical manifestation of the intoma itself. Oh, could you tell me a bit more about how it began acting on its own accord? It was then that I had been falsely accused and imprisoned for assassinating the queen. Wouldn't that have been your mother, or probably stepmother, or in some sense, not royalty, or I don't know. My guards were my only line to the outside world. I was informed that scores of innocent people were mysteriously dying as a result of the Intoma scourge, and many others disappeared. I recognize that term. The merchant from earlier mentioned the same thing to me. He said something about people disappearing like smoke. Why isn't this voice? Why isn't this line voice? You can hear my voice and my voice is dying. This is why I don't record over an hour long of stuff. My voice. Yes, personally, I believe those missing were abducted with some kind of dark evil magic. From what I was told, there are a handful of survivors from the event, but they live in constant fear of the Intoma and the martyrs. No matter how badly I had wanted to understand the plight of those who were defeated, there was little that I could actually do. Eventually, the kiss of the Intoma took the form of a painful bruise. I believed that I too would soon succumb to the deadly curse. Just as I accepted my fate, this one popped out. Pika Bagu. When I first met you, Sheena, you can imagine the surprise on my face when I noticed that you were carrying around in a toma just like me. I wouldn't call it carrying around so much as it tends to follow me wherever I go. Pika Bagu Bagels. Are they playing with one another? Well, by the list of things, it seems like they're sniffing each other. They're sniffing each other out. Maybe they recognize each other as friends. The way one circles around the other, looks like they're having fun. How precious. Don't get too attached. At the end of the day, they're still connected to the Intoma. It is important to note that it is important to note the common thread in how the two of these Intoma bugs appeared, which seems to be the periods of extreme stress. I find it likely that there might be others who also have Intoma bugs that behave just as these two do. Lily, do you happen to know anyone else who possesses anything like these two? I don't. Ever since my escape, I've been doing my best to keep a low profile, so I haven't had much contact with anyone else besides you two. I'll let you mention it. Lily, you said that you were locked up in a heavily guarded prison, right? How were you able to escape? Well, the chaos sown by the Intoma scourge diverted the attention of the kingdom's authorities to other, more pressing matters. So after enough time had passed, one of the prison guards let me escape out of pity. Once I had gotten out, I took to wandering through a nearby town and saw others who bore the mark of the Intoma on them. Unfortunately, however, they were unable to control the Intoma and were subsequently devoured without a chance to get away. Sheena's Intoma tried to eat her when it was first activated too, which means it has the ability to eat people whole, whether or not it breaks off from its host. It's like a carnivorous virus. Lily, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I'm sorry if I'm reminding you of what must have been a difficult, painful memory. It's fine. It's fine. These are desperate times. Each of us needs all the help we can get. Sharing our stories means being able to join in on the fight. I consider myself quite fortunate to have met the two of you. 50 minutes in, on all dialogue. Peek, bagel. Bagu. I know. We'll call them buggies. What? Mr. Bear, let's call these things buggies. From now on, Intoma isn't cute at all. Bagu, huh? It's kind of like a baby. Right? Are you okay with that, Mr. Bear? I don't care, but are they worth giving a nickname to? I understand that they're dangerous, that they're dangerous beings, but if we have to coexist with them anyways, you might as well find them cute. Do as you please, as long as you know they're dangerous, I'm good. Anyways, your naming sense hasn't changed one bit. Thank you. That wasn't a compliment. Pika. Oh my gosh. More dialogue! Just what I needed in my life. More dialogue. Mizunashi, remember Lily's original design? I remember her hair being far more primed and blonde, a style befitting a queen. Oh yeah, huh? Well, I don't remember the details for every single NPC we've made. Lily's current design is cute, but the fact that she's changed so much throws me off. Do you think she has something to do with the bugs? Probably. Maybe the assets for her character model got shifted or something. I should ask Lydia, our character designer. So Lily's an escaped convict and has joined our party. A far cry from her original plotline, huh? Well, obviously, irregularities throughout all of World's Odyssey, like you and Itoma, are to be expected by now. Given that the bugs have changed everything, from new monsters to producing clones of Rook, strange NPC behavior seems almost tame. Irregularities, which you might not referring to me as some line of code. What I meant was, you wanted to mention how peculiar it is that Rook and Lily are examining changes that are aligned with their original programming. Right? Although they are NPCs, you must remember that the Alice engine is powering the core of their decision-making process. This AI is like magic. Somehow they are able to make split-second decisions, thinking and reacting in a way indistinguishable from humans. To some degree, they're as human as you or me. Yeah, judging from how they describe their thought patterns, this AI is scarily complex. I must admit, these implications frighten me. Can you guys please talk? I'm tired of talking already. What's going on here? We should have been able to reach the throne room through this hallway. The pathway seems to have been sealed off. Let's find another way. Thank you. Thank you. When your buggy is present, there is a 50% chance to trigger a support skill in battle. Additionally, when the amount of fuel bugs falls below 50%, you can press the touchpad button to summon Arata Mizunashi. Oh my gosh, I am so happy. I am so happy I can stop talking.